Hi, hello world. Here I am again. Rieccomi ancora con oggi, ora andiamo con l'italiano, alterno, napoletano, italiano, ok? Ora siamo in Italia, letteratura italiana, one of the top writers, okay, novelist Italian, Alberto Moravia, that 90% of you all over the world will definitely know. Let's start, let's dig in without losing any more time. Entrò Carla. Aveva indossato un vestitino di lanetta marrone con la gonna così corta che bastò quel movimento di chiudere l'uscio per fargliela salire di un buon palmo sopra le pieghe lente, che le facevano le calze intorno alle gambe. Ma ella non se ne accorse e si avanzò con precauzione, guardando misteriosamente davanti a sé, dinoccolata e mal sicura. Una sola lampada era accesa e illuminava le ginocchia di Leo seduto sul divano. Un'oscurità grigia avvolgeva il resto del salotto. Mamma sta vestendosi, ella disse avvicinandosi, e verrà giù tra poco. L'aspetteremo insieme, disse l'uomo curvandosi in avanti. Vieni qui, Carla, mettiti qui. Ma Carla non accettò questa offerta. In piedi presso il tavolino della lampada, con gli occhi rivolti verso quel cerchio di luce del paralume nel quale i gingilli e gli altri oggetti, a differenza dei loro compagni morti e inconsistenti, sparsi nell'ombra del salotto, rivelavano tutti i loro colori e la loro solidità. Ella provava col dito la testa mobile di una porcellana cinese. Un asino molto carico sul quale tra due cesti sedeva una specie di Buddha campagnuolo, un contadino grasso dal ventre avvolto in un kimono a fiorami. La testa andava in su e in giù e Carla, dagli occhi bassi, dalle guance illuminate, dalle labbra strette, pareva tutta assorta in questa occupazione. Allora, guys, before proceeding with the translation, I want to point out this. Moravia, same as for some other great Italian writers, is quite challenging to even read properly, to better understand, okay, as the sense of a single phrase. I give you an example. Okay, here. The sentences in this chapter of Gli indifferenti di Alberto Moravia. Okay, it's a super famous novel opera by Alberto Moravia. Okay, we are on the 1925, the Mussolini fascism time. Okay, and we are also in the particular dark period when in 1924 Matteotti fu ucciso, okay, was murdered. I want to let you know this. Allora, I read the whole sentence until the semicolon. Okay, and I show you how it's difficult to read in one time, trying to give the proper sense, the proper metrica and cadenza. Entrò Carla. Okay, let's go ahead. Okay, she had put on a brown woolen frock with the skirt so short, that the movement of shutting the door was enough to cause it to lift a good hand's breadth about the slack wrinkles her stockings formed about her legs. So, if you don't read carefully, you lose the sentence. Okay, let's make an example. That movement of shutting the door was enough to cause it to lift a good hand's breadth about the slack wrinkles her stockings formed about her legs. It's a bit, you know what, you have to give the proper pause to discern exactly the various object, for making a good, precise analysis of the sentence, okay? So, let's read again in Italian. Che bastò. Allora, entrò Carla. Aveva indossato un vestitino di lanetta marrone con la gonna così corta che bastò quel movimento di chiudere l'uscio per fargliela salire di un buon palmo a palm sopra le pieghe lente. Ok, le pieghe lente sono the wrinkles, ok, in this case, ok. That the movement of shutting the door, di chiudere l'uscio, uscio is the door, was enough to cause it to lift, fargliela salire, to get it lift a good hand's breadth, ok, un buon palmo sopra le pieghe lente, above the slack. In this case, lente is translated like a slack wrinkles. Okay, her stockings formed about her around her legs. Ok, ma ella non se ne accorse e si avanzò con precauzione, guardando misteriosamente davanti a sé, dinoccolata e mal sicura. Terms that maybe we will encounter again once in a lifetime. All right, but since we have to learn profoundly our dear Italian, we also include this very strange and unused, rarely used terms, so that when we will read again another novel, we can recall, okay, these terms. The same is for me when I read English, British, or American literature. It's the same. It's quite difficult, challenging. Ma ella non se ne accorse, but she didn't notice this. E si avanzò con precauzione, and advanced with caution. This is very strange and very rare. Si avanzò, advanced. Si avanzò is like you translate literally advanced herself. Okay, that is quite strange form of writing here. Okay. Si avanzò se stessa con precauzione, with caution, guardando misteriosamente, peering mysteriously, scrutating, analyzing, misteriosamente, mysteriously, davanti a sé, before her. Dinoccolata, slouching. Dinoccolata is like, like you walk a kind of, distracted, and mal sicura and unsteady. Mal sicura have even more meanings. In this case, the novelist want to use this. Mal sicura, and in English we translate unsteady, that is undoubtedly, that you are unsteady, okay, you are risking to fall. But mal sicura in Italian is also like to say not confident of yourself, okay, I mean, so you are unsteady, but in a vague meaning, not only physically unsteady, okay. Una sola lampada era accesa e illuminava le ginocchia di Leo seduto sul divano. Only one lamp, una sola lampada, era accesa, was burning, was lighted up, e illuminava, and was illuminating, le ginocchia di Leo's knees, seduto sul divano, as he was sitting on the sofa. Un'oscurità grigia avvolgeva il resto del salotto. Very beautiful. Gray is a dark way of writing, but that perfectly give a glance of the ambience, un'oscurità grigia avvolgeva il resto del salotto. A gray gloom swathed the rest of the living room. Now, direct sentence. Mamma sta vestendosi. Mom's getting dressed. Ella disse. She said. Here we are using ella, and not lei. Okay, so ella is a poetic, it's more on a poetic form, okay, shape of saying lei. Ella disse, she said, avvicinandosi, coming up, closing to him. E verrà giù tra poco, and will be down shortly. As you can see, at sentences you may easily translate even at a novel level, poetry level, writing. You can get as close as possible to the English sentence. As here, verrà giù tra poco, and will be down shortly. And just before or after, it's quite impossible to translate again literally English to Italian and vice versa. So, this is this how to say, this alternate technique, and the metrics that we have also to learn, to focus when we read. L'aspetteremo insieme, disse l'uomo curvandosi in avanti. Vieni qui, Carla, mettiti qui. We'll wait for her together, disse l'uomo, said the man leaning forward, or even the man said, leaning forward. It sounds more correct to me in English. Disse l'uomo curvandosi in avanti. Vieni qui, Carla, mettiti qui. Come here, Carla, over here. Ma Carla non accettò questa offerta. I have something to say about this. Okay, let's say that in my opinion I prefer to translate the man said, because I found it in many readings and I have done on a different level, literature, and so and so. But I cannot disagree if the translator, Mr. Ercole Guidi, to whom I give all of my credits and thanks very much, but if you want really to keep, so the original novel is Italian. Even if we know that in English we have to assume a different order of the wordings, okay, in the sense, but we can't deny that everybody of us can be free to translate as closest being on the side of the original way of writing and disclosing of the poet. So, okay, we assume that is totally correct, okay, or maybe I'm wrong, on this. But as for my scarce knowledge about English, I would have translated disse l'uomo, the man said, leaning forward. Okay? While leaning forward, for example. You know, anyway, libero arbitrio, the freedom of identifying something, you know, to judge. Vieni qui Carla, mettiti giù, come here Carla, over here. Ma Carla non accettò questa offerta. But Carla did not accept this offer. Or you can say didn't listen. Denied. In piedi presso il tavolino della lampada, standing by the little lamp table. Perfect. Linear and easy to translate. Con gli occhi rivolti, cogli is a way of to say con gli, with, okay, con gli, okay. If we break down the combined word of cogli, we will find that is split in two words, con, with, and ye, that in English we just say with, because with in English is not like Italian, that he can discern plural from singular. In English we use with for all, okay, differently from Italian. That's why we say that the Italian language is very articulate comparing with some other languages, okay? Rivolti, turn toward, rivolti verso, turn toward, quel cerchio di luce del paralume, that circle of light cast by the lampshade, nel quale, inside which, i gingilli, the knickknacks, exactly. Gingilli, it can identify is all of this pending souvenir, you know, in a lamp, you know, those French style, mostly Asian, you know, style lamp shades that build up with that so many, you know, hanging embellishment, you know, and accessories. E gli altri oggetti, and the other objects. A differenza dei loro compagni morti e inconsistenti sparsi nell'ombra del salotto. Amazing writing. Unlike dei loro compagni morti is very dramatic way to describe all the other objects in the room, okay? Because compagni morti is dead friends, companions. In this case, Moravia describe compagni morti like those objects, okay? Is like a dark painting, you know, like a dark atmosphere. That and insubstantial, inconsistenti companions, okay, compagni. Sparsi, scattered, okay, spread all over, nell'ombra del salotto, in the shadow of the living room. Rivelavano tutti i loro colori e la loro solidità. Revealed all their colors and their solidity. Okay. Solidity, solidità in this case we may even figure out like soulless, you know, soulless objects, you know. Ella provava col dito la testa mobile di una porcellana cinese. ella provava, she was probing, she was testing, touching, trickling col dito with her finger, la testa mobile, the movable head di una porcellana cinese, of a Chinese porcelain. Un asino molto carico sul quale tra due cesti, I love this, amazing writing. Un asino molto carico. It looks, the way how it's described, written, it looks much more than a car than an animal. Okay, so really, Moravia here is very, how to call it, very, is describing the ambient in a very dark, soulless way, A heavily laden donkey sul quale, upon which, ok, tra due cesti, between two baskets, sedeva una specie di Buddha campagnolo. That's amazing. Sat a kind of a bucolic Buddha. Okay, so you can really figure out the figure of this man, of this peasant riding the donkey. A fat peasant with his belly wrapped in a flowered kimono. Un contadino grasso, a fat peasant, dal ventre with his belly avvolto wrapped in a kimono a fiorami, a flowered kimono. A fiorami è un'altra parola, is another term that we will find once in a lifetime in everyday Italian, okay? That is really specific on a novelist, on a poetry, okay? Because a fiorame is something, a wide spot of flowers, okay? Flowered kimono. La testa andava in su e in giù, or we can even say ciondolava, okay, like this, ciondolava. The head went up and down, swinging, like swinging. E Carla, dagli occhi bassi, her eyes lowered, dalle guance illuminate, her cheeks flushed, okay, flashed from the light, illuminate, brightened. Dalle labbra strette, her lips tight, expressing a tension, in that moment, an actual tension. Pareva tutta assorta in questa occupazione, seemed totally absorbed in this occupation, okay, in this moment, okay, in this moment. All right, guys, I want to conclude reading briefly, okay, some bits from Who's Alberto Moravia. All right. Quando Moravia cominciò a scrivere questo capolavoro nel 1925, when Moravia started writing this masterpiece in 1925, non aveva ancora compiuto 18 anni. He had yet to turn 18. Intorno a lui l'Italia di Mussolini, all around him, Mussolini's Italy was shrinking off, okay? Dimenticava, forgetting, l'indignazione, the indignation suscitata, brought, portata, suscitata, richiamata nel 1924, in 1924, dal delitto Matteotti, by the Matteotti murder, e scivolava verso il consenso, and was on a path and slipped, scivolava and slipped verso il consenso, a path to fully embracing fascism, ok? means to say, let's give a more close translation to the Italian, and slipped towards the consensus of the fascism. Okay? Moravia non si interessava di politica, Moravia had no interest in politics, ma il ritratto che fece, but his portrait di un ventenne of a 20 years old man di allora this is interesting. Careful, allora il ritratto che fece di un ventenne, that is autobiographic, is describing, this is describing Moravia, okay, because Moravia, reading in Italian for the first time is a bit complicated to understand. In Italian we use this, ok? We are talking on third person, ok? Moravia non si interessava, third person singular, di politica, but the portrait that he did of the un ventenne, in this case is not any young guy, okay, but it's him. Is referred the un ventenne, his very own image figure of 20 years old man, di allora coinvolto, caught up in the disintegration, coinvolto nello sfacelo, disintegration di una famiglia borghese, of a bourgeois family, e dell'intero paese, as well as of a whole nation. Would remain a memorable one, ok? Dell'intero paese sarebbe rimasto memorable one. Il fascismo eleva l'insidia moderna dell'indifferenza, fascism elevates, boost, l'insidia moderna di modern snare of indifference a condizione esistenziale assoluta, to absolute existential condition, okay? But we may absolutely understand it was a very dark time. So, I mean, the literature, the poetry, the music movements born in those particular periods where the social and political situation bring the feeling to come out and express in a determined way, of course. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you very much, and see you next with Neapolitan again. All right. Today we challenged ourselves a lot, but it's of a paramount importance to challenge ourselves so that we will be more happy and satisfied when we start reading. We got curious to reading Alberto Moravia. About me, I want to read, I don't know, I want to read Shakespeare. Oh, come on. For me, it would be an incredible challenge, very difficult, because I would meet hundreds, thousands of terms that maybe I've never met in my life. I was a navigation officer, so my English is much more on the technical, on the even the community, because on the ship. It's a little society, so I mean to say, you have to deal from A to Z. So I'm quite happy about my English. Understood as a whole. Okay, and then the 3 years in UK, I lived and worked in the hospital dealing with patients. Of course, enriched me a lot, but. Dealing with on another level of literature, oh come on, seriously, a whole life is never enough to become really fluent, right? Ok guys, thank you very much. See you next. Bye. Ciao, alla prossima. Ciao.